So in our journey up the spine, we've arrived at the solar plexus chakra, Manipura Chakra. And there's a mudra which we can take which serves the energies of this chakra, which is Shiva Lingam Mudra. So I'm going to mirror you. Take your left hand and place it in front of the navel. Make a fist with your right hand, and then place the fist in the left hand and keep the thumb pointing up. So find a position where it's comfortable to hold your hands, and then gently close your eyes. And we're going to take a 3-step inhale and a 3-step exhale. So you inhale, 1, hold, 2, hold, 3, hold. And then exhale, 1, hold, 2, hold, 3, hold. So as if you were, and you continue this. So you're inhaling, just inhale, not quite full. Hold the inhale, no breath. Again, inhale. Hold the inhale. And then the last time, inhale all the way. Hold the breath. And then exhale just a little bit. Hold. Exhale another little bit. Hold. And exhale all the way. Gentle hold. And one last time. Inhaling. Hold. Another one. Hold. Another inhale. Hold the breath. Kumbhaka. And then exhale a little bit. Hold the breath on the exhale. Exhale another bit. Hold the breath. And then exhale all the way. Now deep inhale. And exhale through an open mouth. And bring your awareness to the navel. So this chakra Manipura is sometimes also called the navel chakra. And it extends between the navel and the tip, approximately, and the tip of the sternum, or the breastbone, where the ribs attach in the front. And the shape is that of a diamond, of a yellow diamond. And of course, the solar plexus, this nerve system that comes to the fore in this part of the body, is related to the sun. It's from here that we can shine forth. It's here that the element of fire resides. And fire can be sensed in the body as heat. It can be sensed as anger, but also as endurance, action. And if we keep this chakra alive and vibrant, then our actions will be sustainable. We won't burn out. So we'll know exactly when to move forward, when to go into action, and when to rest. So that would be the balance we seek here. The hormone center is the pancreas, which gives sweetness to the digestive system. And we could also add possibly the adrenals, which sit on the top of our kidneys. And they help us move forward. They come in action when we need to fight. And of course, they also come in action when we're stressed. They lift up a little bit off the kidneys. So in the back body, imagining these adrenals, just let them sit back down onto the kidneys. The kidneys are the shape and size of your ears approximately. And they also form, as it were, the gateway to the lower body. So we've moved up from the lower abdomen and the lower back, and now we're moving up into the beginnings of the thoracic spine. And fire also has to do with our digestive system. So there's one long, as it were, pathway from the mouth all the way down to the bottom of the body, the digestive tract, which goes through various organs, of course. And at the navel, it's where we decide what we'd like to eliminate from the body and what we would like to keep. And fire also has to do with our fearlessness. So the mantra, which we'll be repeating later, is Aum Klim Sau. Aum Klim Sau. I am fearless. And there's a deity which we like to, or an avatar, as it were, an archetype we like to associate with this chakra, and that is Kali. And Kali carries around her neck a necklace of skulls. Each skull symbolizes what does not serve us. She stands for the absolute truth. So as we move through this practice today, I invite you to remain also in your truth and see where you can maybe move a little bit further, move out of your comfort zone, reflect on yourself as we go into twists and move the body in a fiery, slightly more fiery fashion. Then I invite you to release your hands, and we're going to start on our backs as we have in the last classes as well. I invite you to lay on your back with your knees bent, feet on the ground. So feet are on the ground, hips are on the ground, shoulders. And then, as we did in the last lesson, we're going to gently move the tailbone towards us, and then the tailbone down towards the earth. This very gentle movement. And this time, I invite you to bring your focus a little bit higher. So see if you can pinpoint where the lumbar spine meets the thoracic spine. That's the bottom floating ribs indicate the beginning of the thoracic spine, or the end of the thoracic spine, as it were. We count the spine from the top downwards. Just rolling your tailbone into the earth and then bringing your tailbone up towards you. Rolling it into the earth and bringing it towards you. It's a very subtle movement here. And notice if any other part of the body is moving with your pelvis. You notice a movement in the head, maybe. What about the shoulders? And which parts of your spine peel away from the earth when you move the tailbone down? And which parts of your spine communicate back again with the earth as you allow the tailbone to go up? Very gentle movements here. And then lay out your legs, one leg and then the other. Sense your body here, what has happened, what has changed. How is your body communicating now with the earth? And then again, bend your knees, bring your feet up towards you. And bring your hands here onto the belly. So one hand can be on the belly, one on the sternum, basically tracing this whole space of your solar plexus chakra. Notice how your breath flows here. Moving your hands towards your sides, notice where the lowest rib is and where your pelvis is. See if you can just trace that there, and where the bony protrusions on your pelvis are. And then keep your hands spanning this distance, so you have your little finger is touching the bony protrusion of the pelvis and your thumb is touching your ribs. And your hands, your fingertips can be fanned out. And then on the next exhale, I invite you to shorten the distance between your thumbs and the pinky fingers. So the ribs will come down towards the pelvis, as if the pelvis were coming up to meet the ribs. And then on the next inhale, you'll notice possibly that there's more distance now between the thumbs and the pinky. So in your own natural breath rhythm, I invite you to sense this. So you could also stretch out your legs if you want and see if the sensation is different. There's a gentle shortening on the exhale and expanding on the inhale. And on the next exhale, I invite you to keep this shortened. So the thumb and the little finger seem close to one another. And then inhale and see if you can remain short in the front and inhale through the back body. So rather than opening the abdomen and the belly to breathe. See if you can breathe in and out through the back body. And then just release down, release your hands down, release your legs. Take a moment here. And then bring your knees in towards your navel, as close as you can. Lift your legs up towards the sky, pointing your toes towards the sky. And then let the right leg come all the way down. And keep the breath flowing in the back body. If you can. Right leg moves down to nearly touch the earth. And on the inhale, the right leg moves back up again. And we'll do the same on the left-hand side. Keep breathing and see if you can keep the short front belly and allow your breath to move in and out of the back body. These are quite a lot of things to think of here at once, and we'll continue this very simple movement. So we're basically very slowly beginning to fire up the center of the body. And then after the next time that you've done this movement again with the left leg, and come back, bring your knees back into your navel, and then gently roll from side to side. And now we're going to bring the hands underneath the knees and roll up into a seated position. Take a little bit of momentum to come up. Beautiful. And then we're going to come onto all fours. Your knees are underneath your hips. And remember here, whenever you feel the knees, if they're a bit tender, you can always fold up your mat and place the knees on the mat. Okay? So hands like starfish. Remember the last class, you can bring your fingertips into the earth. Your joints are stacked here. Now we're going to allow the knee to come into the navel and bow the head all the way. See if you can touch the knee with your nose or with your forehead. On the next inhale, we're going to bring the shoulders back, crown of the head forward, and stretch the back leg back all the way. On the exhale, bringing your knee into your navel, rolling the back. And on the inhale, stretching back all the way. So just keep doing this on the right-hand side. And as you do so, become aware of the whole length of your body, from crown to and how you can radiate from this navel center all the way out. 2 more times this side. You can do the movement really, really slowly. And then exhale, sit back onto your heels and shake out your hands, relieve your wrists. And then bring both hands back again, and we'll do the other side. So the focus is on the navel and the front body. We'll keep that fairly short during the whole class. And then on the inhale, you lift your leg back and your eyes go forward. And on the exhale, knee into navel. And your eyes here will help you to balance. The eyes also have to do with the element of fire. So just keep doing this, radiating from the center of your body outwards. Some movement systems, they call the body the human starfish. So we're all centered around this navel, the first part, in fact, of our body, which is connected to the earth, to the mother, through the umbilical cord. Okay, 2 more times. And then release down. Sit back onto your heels all the way. And now we're going to allow the hands to move over to the left. Bring the right hand on top of the left. Keep sitting back. And bring your awareness and the openness now into the side body. So breathing space here into the ribs. To connect to this chakra, we also would like to enliven the space between the pelvis and the ribs. See if you can bring your awareness there and your breath there. Discovering new landscapes inside ourselves. And then gently moving back to center. You can walk your hands all the way over to the other side. Left hand on top of the right. Bow your head down. So find ease and comfort. And bring your awareness into the spaces of your body that you're creating. And then gently coming back to center, planting your hands on the earth. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees up off the ground. Shoulders reach back. Just the knees off the ground. And see here if you can feel that center. And then lengthen your arms away from you, pushing into your hands. Sit bones up towards the sky, tailbone up towards the sky, into downward facing dog. And now from here, on the exhale, we're going to curl in. So we stay in a downward facing dog. We're going to curl in to move our gaze towards the navel. And then bring the gaze forward. And then move the gaze in towards the navel. And bring the gaze forward. And notice which parts of your spine come in movement here. How your belly button reacts. And just stay here. Moving in the rhythm of your own breath. 2 more times. Beautiful. And then walk your hands back towards your feet. Keeping your head long. See if you can stretch your legs out. If you can't, it doesn't matter. You can keep a slight bend in the knees. And then just let your head hang low and long, fingertips on the earth or hands as you wish. And you can gently allow your neck to lengthen, the head to lengthen, the crown towards the earth. Beautiful. And then gently bending the knees, push into your feet, connect to the navel, and then draw the navel in and up and observe how the rest of the body is going to follow as you move up into a standing position. And then we're going to roll down again. Roll into the navel. Navel comes back in towards the spine. Upper body is heavy. And you roll back down, vertebra by vertebra. Until the backs of your hands gently touch the earth. Last time, with the help of the feet. Remember, the feet, the floor of the feet, pelvic floor. They're going to help us move up, navel in and up, and we come back into standing. One moment here, eyes are closed, see how you stand. And see if you can bring your awareness into this space around the navel and the sternum on the front, and around the kidneys and the back. Now coming to the front of the mat, I'm going to take my little socks off because it could get hot. So both feet parallel to one another. Roll your shoulders back. And on the next inhale, bringing your arms up, your eyes come up. Looking towards the hands, Astadrishti. Every gaze in yoga has a different name. Stay here for a moment. Feel your feet moving down to the earth and your fingertips raising up towards the sky. Your whole body aflame. On the next exhale, with straight legs, bow down forward. And your eyes will move down towards your knees, head towards the knees. On the inhale, crown of the head reaches forward. On the exhale, your right leg will go back. Keeping the right knee up, we're going to inhale both arms up to the sky. Eyes come up, hands together if you can, or keep them apart. Keep your fingers together. Notice the navel strong, back leg strong, inner thigh lifted. On the next exhale, hands come to the earth. Front leg goes back into plank. Now the option here is always bring your knees down if you need to. Otherwise we're going to stay in plank, pushing back through the heels and lengthening through the crown of the head. See if you can connect to the navel here. Draw the navel in and up, round the body, just a little bit. Head comes down. And then on the next inhale, reach back through your heels and through the head. Exhale, roll the belly, draw it in towards you, round the thoracic spine. And then inhaling, reach back through the heels. Okay, one more time. Curling in towards the navel. And then reaching back. And then bring your knees to the earth. Sit back onto your heels, your toes stay curled under. Inhale, coming forward. Place your hands towards each other, so fingers are facing towards the inside, elbows are going to be moving out. Find the navel. Remember this breathing through the back body, so we keep the back of the lumbar spine wide. And on the next exhale, come as close down to the earth as you can. See if you can touch your forehead to the earth, and then come back up again on the inhale. Exhaling, forehead to the earth, inhaling back. And keep doing this movement. See if you can bring awareness to the navel. The navel's going to help you here, together with the arms, but it's not just the arms that keep this movement. Two more times together, drawing in through the navel as you come up, keeping the back body wide. Beautiful. And then hands facing straight, bend the elbows close to you and allow the whole body to reach down onto the earth. Beautiful. hands come underneath your shoulders, tops of the feet on the earth, roll the shoulders back. And on the inhale, from the lower belly, reach up and forward. And on the exhale, coming back down. Inhale, coming up. We'll do this 3 times. And exhale, reaching down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, reaching down. Inhale, coming up onto all fours. Curl the toes under. Move back into downward facing dog. Sit bones up towards the sky. Arms are long, shoulders away from the ears. So there's an exterior rotation of the upper arms. Long, deep breaths. And then bring your right foot slightly more towards the center. Eyes move forward, left leg reaches up to touch the sky. On the exhale, left knee into the navel, foot comes forward in between your hands. Inhaling, both arms come up, back knee stays up. If you can, place your hands towards each other. And then on the next exhale, fingertips to the earth, back leg to the front, head to knee, bow forward. On the next inhale, from the feet, through the navel, reach the body up all the way, hands together. And then exhaling will allow the hands to come towards the heart, Tadasana. So the mountain of the hand, the mountain of the pose. Now see how you're standing here. What has shifted? And what are you ready maybe to transform with the energy of fire? So the fire in our bodies transforms. It transforms food into nutrients for the body. It transforms energies into expression on the outside. Next inhale, arms come up by your side, eyes move up. Exhaling, touch the earth, head to knee. Inhaling, crown of the head forward. On the exhale, the left leg goes back. Left heel reaches back. Strong left leg, inner thigh lifts high as both arms come up towards the sky. And keep your eyes lifted towards your hands. Find the navel here. See if you can draw the navel in and up. One more deep breath. And then on the next exhale, hands come down to the earth, front leg goes back, and we're in plank position. And here again, on the exhale, we're going to curl in. Our head comes towards the navel. And on the inhale, lengthen forward and back. Do this 2 more times. Curling in, lengthening forward and back. Curling in, lengthening forward and back. And then bring your knees to the earth. Sit back onto your heels. Come onto the fingertips of your hands. And then create space here around the rib cage, which we're going to start twisting and moving. And space between the ribs and the pelvis. On the next inhale, coming up onto all fours. Both hands in towards each other. You can keep your toes curled up or flat on the ground, whatever feels best in your knees. And then on the exhale, we're going to come down as close as we can, keeping the belly in and up towards the spine. And on the inhale, moving back up. So if you wish, you can use the breath we learned the last time, Ujjayi Pranayam, the ocean breath here, to focus your mind and your movement. And remember, don't allow just the arms to do the movement, but sense into the navel and see how that really assists you here, together with the breath. One last time. Beautiful. And then hands come straight, elbows bend close by your side, and then lay your whole body down onto the earth. Beautiful. Your arms will be reaching back as far as they can. Your legs are going to move up as high as they can. So we're balancing here on our own navel center. And this is the inhale. On the exhale, arms come forward, hands touch each other, and the crown of the head reaches down to the earth. Inhaling, moving the arms back, reaching the legs up behind you, and then exhaling, arms come forward, body relaxes down. 2 more times. Inhaling, reaching back and up, and then on the exhale you come forward. Last time. Reach as long as you can, and then exhaling, coming forward. And then remain here for a moment. The palms of your hands touching, your heels rolling out to the side, and your forehead on the earth. Every practice can be seen in the yoga. It is, in fact, every practice is an offering. So we're offering the movements up to the ineffable, to something greater than ourselves. We may use the vessel of our body for the highest good. And then drawing your hands back underneath your shoulders, we'll move back into downward facing dog. Long arms. Knees can always be bent until your hips, your pelvis, and your sit bones find their ideal position. And the focus remains on the navel, so we're not allowing the rib cage to sort of open forward, but we keep it always in communication with the navel. And then bring the left foot a little bit more towards the center of the mat. On the inhale, your eyes move forward first, then the right leg rises up towards the sky, right knee bends, foot comes forward in between the hands. Inhaling, both arms up towards the sky, eyes move up. Stay here for a couple of breaths. See if you can move the belly button or the navel in and up without losing the depth of your breath. And then on the next exhale, fingertips to the earth, back leg to the front, bend down deeply, Uttanasana. And then pressing through the feet, roll up vertebra by vertebra, arms come up by your side, eyes up to the hands. And exhale into Tadasana, Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to speed things up a little bit. So, inhaling, arms come up, eyes move up. Exhale, touch the earth, head to knee. Inhaling, crown of the head comes forward. On the exhale, the right leg moves back. Left knee is bent. We'll come up into Anjayanasana, so into a lunge position. Both hands together. On the next exhale, bring your right arm forward, your left arm back, and turn over the left leg. Inhaling, coming back to center. And exhaling. We're going to do this 2 more times. Turn over the left leg. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, turning. Beautiful. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, both hands on the earth. Front leg goes back. We're on all fours here. Hands turn in towards each other. And then exhale, move down towards the earth with the upper body. Inhale, coming back up. We'll do this 5 times. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then straighten the hands. We're going to straighten the legs now as well. Bend the knees in towards you and then lay the whole body down. One straight line. All the way down till you're lying on your belly. Beautiful. Hands underneath the shoulders. Curl your elbows in towards you, pressing towards the midline, shoulders away from the ears, strong legs. And then inhale, come up into cobra. Exhale, release down. Inhale, coming up onto all fours. Curl the toes under, move back into downward facing dog. 3 long, deep breaths here. Ujjayi pranayama if you wish, making a soft sound in the back of your throat. And then eyes come forward. On the next inhale, left leg rises towards the sky. On the exhale, left foot comes forward in between the hands. Both arms up towards the sky. High lunge. And then on the exhale, turn over towards the left. Inhale back to center. And pulsate with the rhythm of your breath. Exhale to the left. We'll do this 3 times. Try and keep the front knee really bent, so coming low down with the hips. Up. Okay, we'll do it one last time. Over the front leg to the left. Other left, yeah. And then exhaling, fingertips to the earth, back leg to the front, head to... And then pressing through the feet, roll up all the way. Arms come up by your side, eyes come up. And exhaling, hands to the center. Inhaling, both hands stay together. We'll bring up the flame of Anjali Mudra up to the skies. On the exhale, arms separate, coming down by your sides, head to knee. Inhaling, crown of the head comes forward. Exhale, the left leg moves back. Inhaling, both arms up towards the sky. High lunge. On the exhale, we're turning towards the right, so towards exactly the front leg. Beautiful. And in your own breath rhythm, noticing the pulse of the breath. The whole universe underlies a pulsation. We'll do this one more time. So if you lose your balance, you might just want to widen the stance and it becomes easier. Super. Inhaling, arms up towards the sky. On the exhale, hands come down. Front leg goes back. We're going to go straight into plank here. Now bring your hands in facing each other, fingertips towards each other. And then on the exhale, come down as low as you can. And on the inhale, draw up through the navel. See if you can do this 5 times. You always have the option to bring the knees down as you do so. And your movement can be small or larger. So see what you need to burn off. See where your mind says, I can only do this and no further, and see if you can get out of your comfort zone, just a little bit. And then bring your knees down onto the earth, sit back into child's pose, your fingertips staying forward. And find the steady rhythm of your breath again. Bowing your head down. And then on the next inhale, coming up onto all fours. And on the exhale, lay the body down all the way. Beautiful. Hands stay underneath the shoulders. Legs are long. And we'll come up into Cobra on the inhale. And on the exhale, we'll release down. So now, and do this 2 more times. So now both front and back of the body are probably working together in a different way than before. So keeping the width in the back body. 1 more time. Beautiful. And then exhale, coming back. Bring your hands forward, the palms of the hands together, pranam, and allow your head to release down into the earth. This is a body prayer, as it were, that in some parts of the earth people do many times every single day. They move down to give reverence to the earth by lying on the earth. And then gently bringing your hands underneath your shoulders. We're going to come back onto all fours, and from here, lift up and back into downward facing dog. Knees can remain slightly bent if you wish. Making sure that the upper body stays long and open. Noticing the backs of the legs. Remember, we had the rivers of our legs the last class. So making sure that they're flowing freely. And then on the next inhale, as your eyes move forward, the right leg will lift up all the way. On the exhale, right foot will come forward in between the hands. High lunge again, both arms reaching up from the center of your body. And then on the exhale, we're going to turn over the front leg, so turn over to the right. Inhaling, coming up. And exhaling. Beautiful. See each time if you can come a little bit lower here with your hips. Dive down a little bit deeper. Beautiful. Do this 1 more time together. And then inhaling up. Exhaling, fingertips to the earth. Back leg to the front. Bow down deeply. And then with bent knees, move into the belly. So pushing up through the feet. See if you can find your navel and roll up vertebra by vertebra all the way. Arms come up, eyes come up. And exhale, Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. Both feet come together as one. I invite you now to bend the knees, so the knees are really pressing and touching each other. So you're pressing into the knees. We're going to see if we can touch the earth from this position. So knees are really squeezing in towards each other. Touch the earth. Beautiful. Yes. And then keep this bent position in the legs, the legs stay bent, and just lift your arms up, hands together, and look at your hands. So it could be here or even a gentle sort of back bend here if you wish, a little bit higher. On the next exhale, touch the earth, straighten your legs, head to knee. Inhaling the crown of the head forward. Exhale, the right leg moves back. And now turn the foot 45 degrees, so the pelvis is facing forward, front knee is bent, legs are strong. So see if you can access the outer edge of the back foot. And then both arms will lift up and the hands together. Beautiful. On the next exhale, hands are going to interlace behind us, rolling the shoulders back. And on the inhale, lifting up towards the sky, keeping focus on the belly button. And on the exhale, bowing down, bringing your upper body to the inside of the front leg. Arms come up and over. Inhaling, coming back up. Loosen your arms, eyes come up, hands together. On the exhale, hands come down. Front leg goes back into plank. So we stay here in plank position, parallel to the earth. Beautiful. Okay. Right, so it's really plank. And then knees to the earth. Sit back onto your heels. Inhale, come up onto all fours. Keep your toes curled under. Bring your left hand really underneath the left shoulder. And allow your right arm to thread underneath the left shoulder. So the right arm comes underneath. Push your sit bones back and up and see if you can lay your right shoulder down onto the earth. So your pelvis stays parallel, facing up. Beautiful. Looks good. Then notice the pelvis fixed and the navel moving. And then on the next inhale, gently unthread the right hand, place it under the right shoulder. Take your left arm and thread it underneath the right. So the same on the other side. Laying your shoulder down, your right cheek down, and keeping the pelvis aligned and up. And see if your breath can explore the space now around the navel as we go into a twist. This spaciousness is still there. And then gently unthreading the hand, come up. Here both hands to the earth. Curl your toes under and we'll move straight back into downward facing dog. And taking 5 long deep breaths here. And see if you can keep your navel, as it were, in communication with your spine. And see if the breath can find different ways to move. So remember the opening of the back that we sensed when we were lying on our backs. So keep the navel engaged and notice the other pathways that are available for the breath. And now I invite you to take the right hand and bring the right hand back and grasp your left ankle. So we're twisting here in downward facing dog. Beautiful. Yes. And then coming back to center, right hand onto the earth, and the left hand grasps the right ankle. So opposite arm, opposite ankle. I don't know if I said that correctly the first time round. And then back to center. Beautiful. Super. And then lifting the left leg up as your eyes move forward. Left leg comes forward in between the hands. We're going to bring the right knee down, lifting both arms up towards the sky. Hands together in front of the heart in Anjali Mudra. Create space. We're moving over the front leg as we did beforehand in the high lunge. And then bring your right elbow to the outside of the left. Hands, try and bring them in front of your heart. And then straighten the back leg. Push up through the back heel. Beautiful. Yes. Yes, that's it. Strong back leg. And then bring the back knee down. Lift your arms up to the sky. Eyes come up. And then exhale. Fingertips to the earth. Back leg to the front. Keep both feet together. Both knees touching. Bend your knees. Touch the earth with your fingertips. And then just allow your arms to rise up and your hands to come together. And then pressing down through your feet, rise up all the way. And exhale, arms down by your side. Samastiti. Inhaling, arms come up, eyes move up. Exhale, bend your knees, touch the earth. Keep your knees pressing towards each other. Inhaling, arms come up, hands together if possible. You can also keep them apart. Next, exhale, touch the earth, straighten the legs, head to knee. Inhaling, crown of the head comes forward. Exhaling, left leg comes back. Left foot 45 degrees. Bend the right knee so that the right knee and the right ankle are above one another. And then inhaling, both arms up towards the sky. Beautiful. For warrior one. Super. Come down deeply. Your pelvis is faced forward. See if you can bend a little bit deeper. And then exhaling, your hands behind you. Interlace the fingers. Roll the shoulders back. Lift your heart up high. And on the next exhale, bring the crown of your head on the inside of the front leg down to the earth. And then inhaling, coming up, strong legs. So the action here is in the legs. Arms coming up, eyes move up. And then exhale, hands come down. Front leg goes back. We're in plank position, pushing back through the heels, crown of the head forward. And then bring your knees to the earth. Sit back onto your heels in child's pose. Keep your arms forward and long, and bow your head down. And see where the breath is moving now. If you've uncovered and opened hidden spaces inside. Gently coming up onto all fours. Going to bring the hands facing towards each other. Stretch one leg out and then the other into plank. And then bow the elbows and see how far, how close you can get to the ground. And then push through the hands to come up. So remember, in your hands, all the fingers are engaged. So it's not weight on the wrist, but all fingers are there. And just do this 2 more times. So it could be a small movement or a larger movement. And see how you move towards your physical edge in a way. Beautiful. And then bring the lower right arm down, the lower left arm down. Again, spread your fingers out wide. Your shoulders are above your elbows. And then again, straighten one leg and then the other. And notice the navel and how your whole body has found strength. So this chakra is also related, of course, to the fire, as in the muscles, the muscular body. Try and keep the pelvis a bit lower. So move the pelvis so that your whole body really traces one long line. And then bring your knees to the earth and relax down. We'll keep the elbows here in a sphinx position. Legs move back, so long legs. Hands with the fingers outstretched in front of you. Couple of moments here to catch your breath. And then we're going to roll in. We're going to roll the head in towards the chest, chin towards the chest, and then rolling up further and further until the upper body moves away from the ground and the thighs move away from the ground. And the pelvis stays low. And then on the inhale, we come back. So we're literally curling the body. Curling, but keeping the pelvis low. Tendency is to reach the buttocks back, but we'll keep them low. And you'll notice here how the core of your body, the muscles around this solar plexus, are becoming strong and creating this center for yourself. So the navel of your own world, as it were. Okay, we'll do this 2 more times. And then release, lay your right cheek down to the earth, your arms out beside you, or you can create a little pillow with your hand if you wish, or with both hands. So head can go to one side. And let your heels fall out towards the side. So the toes are towards each other and the heels come out. This creates a wonderful relaxation in the whole body. And then if your head is turned towards one side, I invite you to gently lift it and place it over towards the other side. And then gently coming back up, your hands underneath your shoulders. Come back onto all fours. And here we're just going to move or roll the pelvis. Remember, we did this the last time, but this time we're just going to move it through the force of the navel. So drawing your navel in and up towards you, let the pelvis move, and then releasing the navel down and see what happens. So just drawing the navel, very subtle gentle movement so that you can experience the connection of the navel to the pelvis, and then through that, of course, to the legs, drawing the navel in, releasing it out. You'll notice, of course, that your breathing will move with the navel, so there's a connection here to the diaphragm, of course, and the breath, interwoven in this chakra. So this is really where the third chakra begins to connect to the fourth, where our three lower chakras of survival begin to connect to so-called higher ones through the gateway of the heart. So you'll notice how the navel and the breath, the diaphragm, are very closely connected. And then release down, sit back onto your heels, your arms reach forward, your head bows. And then from here, come up and back into downward facing dog. Beautiful. Your breath nice and steady now. On the next inhale, the right leg is going to rise as your eyes move forward. This is always happens simultaneously. And then the right foot forward in between the hands, left knee comes down. Both arms up towards the sky, eyes move up. On the exhale, hands together, Anjali Mudra in front of the heart. Inhale, create space. On the next exhale, bring your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. And then see if you can turn your upper body by bringing the right hip back. And then see if your hands can come towards the center as you look up over your right shoulder. Find balance here. And then releasing, inhaling, arms up towards the sky. Oh, I forgot to lift the back leg. So we have to go back again, sorry. So go back to the same position. And you can either stay here or you lift the back leg up towards the sky. Beautiful. Okay, so this is just to try, and because we're in a twisted position, often we don't dare, but once we try and realize it's easy, it's a nice feeling. And then coming back, both arms lift up, eyes lift up. And then exhaling, your hands to the earth, back leg to the front, head to knee. And then bend your knees deeply, fingertips come forward, come up onto your tiptoes, and then sit back down onto your heels, so staying on the tiptoes. And here we can bring both hands over towards the left and the knees over towards the right. So this is also a very beautiful twist. So if anybody wanted, they could move from here up into a balancing position and just like bring the upper body forward. Yeah, but you don't have to. And then both hands back to center and all the way over to the right. So hands to the right, knees towards the left. And then inhaling back to center. And then we're going to sit the buttocks back onto the earth, okay, elegantly, if possible. Beautiful. Okay. Bring the knees in towards you and see if you can lift up your shins parallel to the ground. Beautiful. Knees in towards each other, and then straighten the legs out. And upper body comes up and forward, shoulders move back. Arms come alongside the body. You can always keep your knees bent here, but if you can, straighten the legs, Arms alongside the body. Legs in towards each other. Beautiful. And then slowly bring the feet down, vertebra by vertebra. Beautiful. Hands next to the pelvis. Lift the pelvis up and move it slightly back. So lifting it up from the ground, moving it back. Super. Okay. Then find space here in the sit bone so you can move out towards the side. Again, if you notice that you have difficulty sitting here, so your body curls in a little bit, then just sit up on a cushion. Place a cushion underneath the hips, and then naturally the pelvis will move forward. Sitting here. So remember the last time we had one foot bent, so we're going to do that same action again. We're going to bend the right foot. Now, depending on your knee, you could either keep the right foot on the left knee, or you can bring it up further forward. So really, so the right foot is on the inside of the left thigh. Okay, beautiful. And then we're going to bring both hands over towards the left, and then look backwards over the left shoulder. Seeing what happens as you allow your navel to move in after every exhale. And then inhaling, gently coming back to center. On the next exhale, bow forward. And just let your head drop here. So you don't have to go particularly far at all. Just stay wherever you are, let your head drop. If you wish, of course, you can come all the way forward. So wherever we are is the perfect place, and that doesn't mean that there are not other places to discover. You can be accepting and yet still cultivate this inner fire of, I would like to try a little bit more. So being accepting without being negligent of what other possibilities there are. And then gently coming back up. And stretch the right leg out and just take a moment to notice what has happened in the body. There's a difference maybe between right and left side. The practice of dharana, of moving inside with our awareness, is one of the higher practices of yoga, one we can do in every single moment. And then we'll bend the left knee, and then it's your choice where you'd like to place the foot. And of course the knee is a hinge joint, so it stays fixed, and the movement in fact comes out of the hips. So you can bring the left foot anywhere along the right leg, and then find length on the inhale, and on the exhale we're going to twist over to the right as far as possible, and we'll allow our head to move with us, and particularly the eyes. So our eyes can help us move a little bit further. That's what they were designed for, to give us full range of vision. And notice what happens when you bring your awareness to the belly. Gently come back to center, and on the exhale we'll bow over the front leg. So wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Your hands can support the upper body. Main thing is let your head drop. So let the frontal cortex, the thinking mind, drop down towards the earth, towards your leg. courage also to discern what is right and what is wrong, and like Kali, to cut out of our lives. Sometimes it needs a cut, so to cut out what no longer serves us. This can be anything from thought patterns to habits. And then very gently, we're going to move back up again. You can outstretch the left leg and then take a moment just to sense within, sense your body. And then we're going to allow, and you can do this with bent knees if you wish. We're going to roll back, or you keep your legs straight. So arms can come forward and we roll back with straight legs if possible, focusing here on the navel and the strength here in the navel. And we roll back vertebra by vertebra until the whole body is lying on the ground. You can bring your knees up towards the body. See if your fingertips can touch, or your middle finger can touch your heel. That's about the distance we're looking for. Shoulders away from the ears. Hands placed, palms down on the earth, feet on the earth. And then pushing into your feet, lift just the pelvis up towards the sky. Noticing the back of the head pressing into the earth so that the cervical spine stays in its rounded curvature. And breathe here. And then on the next exhale, gently coming back. So you don't have to bring the spine down vertebra by vertebra. Especially the lumbar spine can stay in its natural curve as you dip the pelvis down into the earth. Beautiful. And then we're going to lift the pelvis up again and place it over to the left side of the mat. We'll cross the left leg over the right, and if you can, you could also cross your shins as well, so you're really curling the leg around. And then we'll dip the left knee over towards the right, and your arms can either form a sort of cactus or candelabra, or you keep your arms shoulder height, palms facing down. And as you're twisting the body over to the right, your head can move in the opposite direction. Your eyes can now close as the perception moves now deeper inside the body. Releasing your jaw here. And then on the next inhale, gently coming back. You can lay out both legs. Just take a moment to sense any difference between right and left. And then again, place the feet up towards you, lift the pelvis, and this time we'll move the pelvis over towards the right. Let the right leg cross over the left, so either just the thighs, or you could also cross the shins if you wish. And then dip the right knee over to the left, just as far as feels good. So with twists we can be really quite careful, and then your head moves in the opposite direction. guide the next inhale back to center. And then both feet on the ground. Place your pelvis back into the center of the mat. And if you have a blanket at hand, grab your blanket and cover up your body so that you're nice and warm now for the final relaxation. Here, before we go into Shavasana, you might just want to turn your head from side to side. So make sure you're really, really warm. Sometimes it's even a great idea to cover up the eyes. Our eyes are so used to finding pleasures in the exterior world. Allowing your whole body to relax down. Relaxing your toes and the tops of your feet. Relaxing the balls of your feet, your ankles, letting your calves release down, your shins. Relax your knees. And let your heavy thigh bone sink down into the earth beneath you as your muscles melt to the side. Relax your hips. Let your pelvis, these combination of wonderful bony structures, let that melt out heavily to the side. Notice your breath moving into the lower abdomen on the inhale, reaching up, creating space. And on the exhale, the abdomen comes in towards the spine. It's a movement that you need not control. It happens by itself. The body has a knowing of how to create the state of samastitihi or balance. Release the lower back, the upper back. Notice how your ribs too respond to the inflow and outflow of breath. In their own, possibly a different rhythm. Ribs moving out, the diaphragm down, the heart opening forward. All this happening simultaneously. All orchestrated by the breath. Relaxing your shoulder blades and your shoulders down. Relaxing your upper arms, your elbows, your lower arms, your wrists. The backs of your hand reach into the earth, fingers relax. Release your neck and your throat and the back of your neck. Let your lower jaw drop. You might want to lick your lips and relax the lips down. Release your tongue and the root of your tongue. Let your upper palate dip back down into the earth behind you, through the back of your head. Release your ears and the ocean in your ears. Release your right nostril, your left nostril, and your nose. Let your eyeballs swim in their own waters as your eyelids drape over them heavily. Relax your forehead, your scalp. Your whole body is relaxed. Your whole body is at ease. Very gently, I invite you to deepen your breath. And then you can start by stretching your arms and your legs as if this were your second day is beginning. So you can stretch out, creating space in the body. You can sigh and make funny noises. Nobody's going to hear you. You can growl. So whatever you need to do. Of course, if you wish, you can stay lying here for the rest of the day. You're also welcome to do that. But otherwise, I invite you then to roll up and to find a seated position in your own time. Beautiful. And we're going to take Shiva Lingam Mudra. So I'll mirror you, the left hand in towards the navel, the right hand on top with the fist, the thumb facing upwards. And as always, we can lift the edges of our mouths upwards. Very gentle lift upwards. So it helps the psyche to find joy and peace of mind. You might want to use this day and maybe the next to reflect on the element of fire, on transformation, on also possibly of clearing out, in the sense of clearing out of your life the things that do not serve you. And the sound of this chakra is O. So we're going to sound this together. So 3 times. And let this O, see if you can bring it down to reverberate between the navel and the sternum. So in the center of your body. Do this together 3 times. Deep inhale. And then bringing our hands together in front of our hearts, let us bow our heads to the wisdom of our hearts and our hearts to the Mother Earth. So thank you so much for joining. I'm going to stop the recording now. If anybody needs to leave, you're very welcome to go, and I'll see you on Thursday. If you want to stay for a chat, then I'll be around for a couple of minutes. So you're welcome to do that too. Namaste.